Hi, my name is Ezra, and one of my main passions in life is cycling. And for my project, I looked at the relationship cycling has with Bears Ears National Monument, and more specifically, allowing a rider to stay hydrated while in the Bears Ears landscape. To start off, I would like to share a quote from an ex-pro cyclist, Gus Morton. The roads are a biography written by those who come before us and passed on to those that follow. Our responsibilities don't lie in the route of travel, for that we have no control, but instead in how we travel them. By first looking at the app MTB project recommended by the BLM's website, I was only able to find 14 mountain bike trails in the area. In contrast, the cramp shows that bicycles can be ridden anywhere OHV is permitted. This includes highways, gravel roads, and 4x4 roads. By using Strava, a fitness tracking app, user data is overlaid showing heat maps of where people are really riding their bikes in Bears Ears. As you can tell, this is much more is being ridden compared to what was shown available on MTB project. A large amount of the riding is not being done on mountain bike trails, but instead on gravel roads and 4x4 roads. Bikepacking Routes is a nonprofit organization that creates bikepacking routes while advocating for land conservation. I will be using their Bears Ears Loops as a case study for my presentation. The Bears Ears Loops is a 700-mile loop that wraps around through southern Utah. Segment B of the route, which is shown to the right, is 291 miles and takes the average of 5 to 7 days to complete. Given the climate and infrastructure, food and water is pretty scarce. This requires a rider to be able to carry 2 days worth of water at a time, resulting in 6 to 8 liters of water that needs to be carried on the bike. The bikes shown to the left are the types of bikes typically used for this type of riding. The lack of rear suspension offers more space to be taken up by gear, while the clearance for larger tires is used to float better in the sand and offer a layer of dampening on the bumpy roads. Gear is carried all over the bike, but the heavier items should be stored lower and centered on the bike to maintain handling and stability. With that said, 6 to 8 liters of water still needs to fit on the bike, resulting in an additional 17.5 pounds to be carried. Current ways to carry water on the bike while bike packing is a stem bag, which can hold 1 to 2 liters. A standard hydration bladder that can be jammed in wherever one finds room. This can lead to wet gear and major loss of storage in packs. Standard water bottle cages that hold 1 to 2 liters. Some brands offer more bosses for cage mounts on the down tube and on the forks as well. This option will require a new bike altogether. And then if the bike does have the additional bosses, oversized cages can be mounted that a larger Nalgene bottle can be strapped to. The drawing on the right is the hydration system that I developed to find a balance between the ability to carry enough water to stay hydrated through Bears Ears while still maintaining use on a wide range of bikes for weekend rides on your local trails. Early on in the project, I explored integrating water storage within the frame and fork itself. This would leave plenty of room for both water and gear. However, both manufacturing and consumer costs were very high. Just the mold alone to make a frame is about $10,000 to $100,000, and I found it to be more beneficial if the system could be used on the bike you already had instead of buying a new one. During my research, I was interested in how motorcycles carry extra fuel during overland races and came across the Giant Loop Moto gas bag. This led me to looking at ways to create a water bladder that is standalone and not needing a pack to carry it. This allows the water to be stored following the contours of the frame, resulting in much more efficient use of the space, and then pack away smaller once the water is gone. By overlaying multiple bike frames to find similar geometry, the form was created to fit on a wide range of bikes. And currently, a single system holds 4 liters of water. This keeps the size down for shorter rides while having the option to carry 2 to accommodate the needs of 8 liters while riding through Bears Ears. The cap on the right side of the bag allows the user to fill the bladder, while the attachment on the left is for a hose to be attached and routed on the frame for easy hydration while riding, similar to how a Camelback is used. The system is made out of corduroy nylon fabric with a TPU laminate, which is both BPA free and has high abrasion resistance. This is the same material that is used for DIY pack rafts. And corduroy TPU is heat sealable, and because there will not be any stitching on the bladder, the seals are extended where attachment points are cut to maintain a strong seal, allowing the bladder to be strapped onto different tubing sizes with no need for specific mounts. And finally, this image shows how the system would be integrated with a bike that is all packed up for a week through Bears Ears. The system of 2 carries the same amount of water as 10 standard bike bottles, while only at 1/3 the weight, weighing in only 10 ounces for 2 bladders and 1 hose. And then, thank you. I'll leave the rest for comments and questions.